When the first case began in 1847, Dred Scott was about 50 years old. He had spent his whole life as a slave. He later moved to Wisconsin with his master, John Emerson, where slavery was prohibited. During this, he got married to Harriet Robinson, also a slave. They later had 2 children, Eliza and Lizzie. Then Mr. Emerson later got married.
The following year, Mr. Emerson died. After that, Miss Emerson hired out Dred Scott's family for other families. So on April 6, 1846, Dred Scott and his wife filed a lawsuit against Mrs. Emerson. For their freedom, John Anderson, the Scots minister, may have influenced them to sue. The Blow family, Dred's first owners, backed him up financially. It took nearly 11 years, and there was often disappointing litigation. Under the law in 1846 was slave owners' personal belongings, and the authorities couldn't just take a person's car away, and a slave is just like a car to them. The Dred Scott case was first in trial 1847 in the first floor, West Wing courtroom of St. Louis Courthouse. The first trial they lost, but they were granted by the judge a second trial. Then Miss Emerson didn't want to lose the family, so she appealed her case to the Supreme Court, which in 1852 reversed the ruling at the old courthouse.
Slavery was becoming more divisive nationwide and had reasons to return the Scots back to slavery. Later, with the help of new lawyers, Dred filed a lawsuit in St. Louis federal court in 1854 against F.A. Sanford, Mrs. Emerson's brother. Since Sanford resided in New York, the case was taken to federal court. The suit took place in the Papin building. The case was ruled in favor of Sanford, but Dred Scott appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court. On March 6, 1857, Roger B. Tawney, the judge, and the justice agreed that Dred should remain a slave, and also that Tawney ruled that as a slave, Dred was not a citizen of the United States and did not have the right to bring the lawsuit in the federal courts, no matter what.
The decision inflamed regional tensions, which burned for another 4 years before the Civil War. Irene Emerson remarried and left the Scots free in May 1857.